So this is Sima's just going to play this video, and this is so this lady, essentially monoocular nurse, senior nurse from Jammu, was injected Ozurdex. This was the third in the last 1 year for her for DME in this eye, and this was 17 days after that when she came to me. She's symptomatic, had floaters, had 2+ cells, had 660 vision. The media was bad, and as I'd shown in my subretinal surgery video, I always begin all of these under air to get a good undiluted vitreous biopsy sample. And the vitreous inflammation wasn't dense, but this was one eye, and she had a Ozurdex in the eye, which was, and that floating membrane that you can see, the black shadow till now, is the Ozurdex. And I tried to get it out. She had some PRP done earlier, and once I was able to get some of the hyaloid out, the floating Ozurdex actually sank to the bottom. It became like the Titanic. Uh, Came with pomp and show, but eventually sank to the bottom of the ocean. And as you'll see, now my idea was that I'd actually discussed with the patient. I thought the patient might have fungal infection in the eye, might have, could have had some uveitis of some sort. So my idea was to try and get it out. This was the surgery was 22 days after the Ozurdex was injected. And you can see that, so I basically wanted to remove the Ozurdex in toto. So because I wanted to send it for culture and segment it into two, histopath and culture, so that the yield of the whatever growth that I can get is better, so that I could get the sensitivity and the organism and treat accordingly. Pseudophakic patient, I went the route that I generally do to remove intraocular foreign bodies, made a fourth port, did a scleral cut down, used the MVR, used the forceps to actually bring it up. This Cuban cigar shaped object, if I can say, and that is that in the right behind the lens. It's a little bit of a long video, but I'm going to truncate, ask him to truncate in a bit. But I just want to show the first part. So that's the MVR, and this is one tip that I'd like to give, that it's always important to lift whatever thing you're removing from the eye first, and then do a scleral cut down. Otherwise, there's hypotony, and then lifting and grabbing is difficult. I entered with another end grasping forceps, and I thought it'll come out, but it did not. And all I got was actually chalk on my on the ends of my forceps, and that was that. Sima, can we just bump it up a little bit forward when I go in the video, please? Yeah, so that's good. So I picked it up again. This is my second go at it. This time I'm a right-handed surgeon. Let my right hand do all the dirty work. I picked it up there. You can already see it's starting to crumble. The other forceps goes in, and it now bisects into two, and then I actually make quadrants out of it, or so it was basically like chalk, and it was actually cheese wiring, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get it out. The only thing I was able to get is that. So finally, sense prevailed at my end. I decided not to get it out anymore. And Simar, you can just stop the video, because the idea was just that I sutured the external port, and then I went ahead and with the cutter, I actually then proceeded to just eat it in the vitreous cavity. This patient had the video's over. Thank you. The patient actually grew staph epidermidis, was resistant to vancomycin, which I had injected beforehand, but was sensitive to linezolid, and that's what I treated the patient with, and the patient's been doing okay. So that was basically